Hey, Goddesses and Adoni, greetings to you on this Warrior Wednesday. It's time for call number 5 of 6, which means we are so close to the conclusion of this learning session for this season. But no fears here. I am already working on the next session with our guest speaker and direct sales expert and coaching expert, Grace Keohoho. That's right, Nikki Keohoho's daughter, who's working on her master's degree as a coaching expert, will actually be the guest speaker for our next Warriors United session. I'm really looking forward to that. This weekend, gosh, this past weekend was so great for our warriors, from veteran goddesses like Jen Tessier Williford and Carrie Claire Hodson to brand spanking new goddesses like Erin Roy and Catherine Hatch. There was prosperity and $1,000 parties. Adonis Thomas Atwell, he rocked a Monday night party and made his car payment. Good for you, Thomas. Jen Goulart placed her biggest order of her Athena's career. And of course, it's always wonderful to see Katie Mahoney singing her $1,000 party song from her car and entertaining us with stories. I believe this past weekend it was a ghost story. There was a ghost in the home where she was doing her party, which I think was really cool, spooky, perfect for October. So congratulations to everyone who got out there and worked their business, because working your business generates money for your household, because life is expensive. For some of you, and you may relate to this, the upcoming season, the holidays, Santa's arrival is stressful, and it's right around the corner. For many, Christmas is a time of shopping for the perfect presents for those that we love. There's the added expenses of groceries if you host the holiday meal at your house. And for some, it's a time for giving to your favorite charitable causes, all while still paying your mortgage or your rent, utility bills, your car loans, your credit card debt. And these added expenses of the holidays, for some, can bring more stress than joy. Did some digging and looked up some data, and the average person in the United States spends over $900 on Christmas. I read a survey that 44% of Americans say that the costs of the holidays totally stresses them out. So now if you have all these added expenses in December, most jobs don't just allow you to increase your hours so that you can make this extra holiday money. You can't go into your boss and say, you know what, the month of December, I'm going to tack some hours on so that way I can pay for the holidays. So where do most people place their holiday expenses if they don't have the extra, hours available at their job? Well, on those credit cards, of course. They just stop whipping out the plastic. So I read this study where 82% of people who put their holiday expenses on credit cards and store credit cards have plans of paying it back in 5 months. That's always a nice thing, 5 months, but most people do not pay it back in 5 months. If any of this is sounding familiar to you, well, the good news is that Athena's is a way for you to pay cash for Christmas. Make more, stress less. That's right. I remember Beth Crawford telling me that when she joined Athena's, she heard fellow Goddesses and Adoni talking about how they paid cash for Christmas. And she was like, okay, pretty skeptical. And then she did it herself. She worked her business and she paid for Christmas in cash. And last December, she had multiple $1,000 parties in December. And once again, was able to afford the holidays. No sweat. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's totally doable for everyone. Of course, we know the story of Katie Mahoney and how she bought very expensive concert tickets for her daughter right before Christmas to go see One Direction. We have Kerry Sellers, who did 3 back-to-back $1,000 parties in the week between Christmas and New Year's. Wow, there are people who have very successful Decembers. Booking parties during the month of December will make you a gift-giving destination and part of other people's celebrations. It's really fun to be in people's homes at Christmas time. I know when I did parties, I would love when people would say, this is my Christmas tree, and show me their ornaments. I always loved that. Or, I only make these cookies at Christmas, and being part of their Christmas cookie exchanges. It was just, I love December parties, and it's so cool that you're part of other people's joy while making money to create your own joy. to make your own holidays fun and fulfilling. So if you've wanted to learn ways to have a successful December, you're watching the right webinar. So there's code words throughout the webinar, so listen carefully. Code words let us know that you are here, and of course go towards those amazing spoils of war we have up for grabs. Your first code word is cash. Write it down, folks. First code word is cash. So I'd love to take just one moment before introducing our speaker to remind you of the importance of focus when it comes to learning. Now, I know a lot of us watch TV with our phones out, really not paying attention to one or the other fully. So I'm going to ask you to close out of your Facebook page, put your phone, here's mine, down, out of your reach, face down, and really focus on the learning. I want you to absorb the information that our guest speaker has put together for you. She's here to present so that you can buy presents for all of your family members and not even sweat it. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce this Athena's superstar to you. Annie Driscoll has been a goddess since 2008. She's coming up on her 10-year anniversary. Annie was a hostess who wanted to become a goddess. But her family wasn't too crazy about that idea. I don't think they wanted to see their sweet Annie selling sex toys. So she tabled the idea for a bit. And then finally she decided that the calling to the mission of selling sex toys and making people feel good was way too strong. So she decided, today's my day, and she joined Athena's. And since day one, she has been driven and focused and a kick-ass businesswoman. She was the top-selling goddess in her first year with the company. She has been a goddess who is someone who uses humor and real talk to create a presentation style that appeals to everyone who attends her parties. She's a goal getter and a goal setter. And, so there was that day when she wanted to join Athena's. There was that day she decided to go for, top seller. And then came the day that she wanted to have the wedding of her dreams. Annie started a campaign on Facebook, booking tons of parties. And I watched her work tirelessly, working a full-time job and her Athena's business like never before to earn the money she needed for her big day. And as a guest at that wedding, I sat at my table in awe of what she had accomplished. And I got to tell you, I was so proud to see her family members mention her business during their speeches from the head table. I was so proud of Annie for starting her business and using it to create an incredible life. I got to watch that moment where her life got taken to the next level, where her and her husband had decided to become one and just live life to the fullest. And you know what the next goal became after that wedding? A home. And she did it. She bought a home with her husband. And then it was, I got to get out of this day job that I hate. She would send me Facebook messages saying, oh, I can only talk for a minute. Pig Vomit is watching. When you're calling your boss Pig Vomit, you got to get the hell out of there. Too many people spend their lives, 40 hours of their week, every week at a job they don't enjoy. And it sucks the life out of you. So she decided no more. So now Annie is about to embark on another phase in her life, which is motherhood. And again, she just continues to make me so proud. She's a woman who walks the walk and she inspires others. Annie, it is a pleasure to have you with me for the next half an hour for Warriors United. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my God, your introduction is making me tear up. I don't know if it's hormones or whatever, but it was beautiful. Thank you so much.
I love you, Annie. It's amazing for me to be on this journey. I'm tearing up now. In your life, to watch you go through these phases from living with your parents.
Yeah. Having my mother almost walk in while I have a butt plug in.
Yeah, there's that, watching a porn and having a butt plug in and your mom, Annie.
So yeah, there's been a lot of ups.
They sure have. So
Yeah.
Annie, let me start the interview off by saying
Okay.
congratulations on a most successful 2017. You kicked off the year by winning a trip to Hawaii
Yes, yes,
for
yes, yes.
participating in last year's Holiday Warrior program. And then you won a huge stack of cash, which you decided to then hand over to Casey, our travel agent, so that you could take your husband Brian on the honeymoon that you never had.
Yes, yes, yes. I can't wait for that. Oh my God.
And this year,
Baby will be like 5 months old, but I'm just picturing myself, on the beach with my tie with my breast pump going, and it's gonna
yeah,
be
there you go.
amazing. Pump and dump. It'll be great.
And what a year you've had. You have sold $50,000 and
Yeah.
recruited 9 new Cherry Poppin' Mamas to your team.
Yes.
You were also awarded the Jen Clanton Lone Star Lover Award as you stood beside your goddess bestie, Rebecca Richmond. And you're pregnant. Your first
Yeah.
baby's on the way. So I would say that 2017 has been one hell of a good year.
I would say so too. It's certainly been jam-packed with a lot of special moments, especially for my personal life and of course for my business. I mean, that Hawaii trip, it hasn't even happened yet, but like I said in my little interview before, completely life-changing, and I haven't even gone yet. And next year's going to be interesting on figuring out how I can balance the two, but I have faith. I do. And Olivia's call really helped with that too a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, think about it, Annie. How many of our goddesses have used Athenas to be able to stay home with their babies? Like Jess Carter staying home with her babies, Chrissy staying home with her babies, Olivia staying home with her babies, and Sarah Miller now
Yep.
is embarking on that journey of being able to stay home with her baby. Because I can tell you as a mom, like the last thing I ever wanted to do was give my baby to somebody else to raise.
Right.
That's not the path I wanted to go down. So I have complete faith in you that you'll be able to manage motherhood and a business because you're smart.
Thank you.
You're smart. So this webinar is all about having a successful December. Because as we both know, I mean, you've been in the business a long time, almost 10 years. You know that December can be either super profitable or it can be a month where people use the busy holidays as an excuse not to work their business. It's so easy to go, oh gosh, everyone's so busy with the holidays, I just won't work my business in December. And you know what happens when you do that? You got no January. And if you have no January, you got no February. So as someone who has consistently had successful sales in December, I felt that you were the perfect person to share ideas and inspiration with everyone in Athena's land. So my first question to you is, why do you choose to work in December?
I choose because I don't want December to be a month of excuses, like you just said, because it's very easy to get wrapped up in this, wrapped up in that, and been like, oh, I can just take a back seat. But what happens when you take a back seat is what you just said. You have to work harder in January and in February, when those are the months that you literally should be like this and just watching the dollars roll in, because that's Valentine's Day season, That is most of our bread and butter those first couple months. So December really is just as important as any other month of the year, especially when you're in direct sales, because you're going to have to work even harder. And that's the last thing we want to do. We want to work smarter. We don't want to work harder. And also you got to remember, it's the gift giving season. A lot of people like to shop locally around the holidays, and they want to avoid the busy crowds. They want to avoid the busy malls. I know I'm one of those people. And some even prefer to shop online. And let your customers know that you can accommodate them whichever way they prefer to shop this holiday season. If they want to order off your website, they can do that. If they want to order through, your social media, through Facebook, they can do that. Or if they want to do one-stop shopping, show up at your house or have a live party, those are all different avenues that they can buy from you and, fulfill that gift giving. You're going to be one of those gift giving destinations.
I love what you said about shopping local. I mean, that's
Yes.
really important, I mean, letting your family and friends know that you're a destination is really crucial because our products make great gifts.
Yes, they do. The gift that keeps on giving. And, it's not just all orgasms and rainbows either. We got something for everybody. And that's something you want to definitely tell your hostesses and all your customers too. Be like, you can buy a lotion for your mother-in-law. It's not sexual. It's going to make her skin feel good and smell good, things like that. So we literally have something for everybody. And I think that's what a lot of people often forget when they hear Athena's, is they think just strictly sex toys. And, they might want to get something naughty for one of their partners, listen to me, their partner, or, whoever, to each their own. But
Now,
we
now
also
that
have
you're
the
a
Heavenly
mom,
Goddess.
yeah.
Yeah, the Heavenly Goddess line is just phenomenal in itself.
You got a few years for this, but a few years to go. But as a mom, I can tell you this, our products make great gifts for teachers, the librarian, people that are, your kid's dance teacher or piano teacher. They really do make great gifts for sure. So, all right, we're a gift giving destination, and gathering people together to book. When you book a party, you get a bunch of people together who can all use you as a resource for their
Mhm.
holiday shopping. So we need to book some parties in December. So what are your 3 December booking tips for our warriors?
Number one would be to offer different incentives. And my specific incentives we're going to get to in a couple questions. But just remember, incentives are always good because, again, you might have hostesses who are like, oh my God, there's way too much going on. I could never have a party in December. So that sometimes is half the battle right there. So you want to be like, no, this is the month you want to have it. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second. Okay. Number 2 is you're going to advertise that party again as a one-stop holiday shopping destination. If you're indie, make sure your hostess tells everybody that they can leave with their stuff that night. Same thing, even if you're Freedom, if they got to wait a couple days, just make sure you have that party submitted within the 5 business day guarantee, and have like a certain cutoff date. I know the home office is really good about letting us know when you can have that party entered in order for it to be delivered by Christmas. So just pay attention to those dates. So just because you're Freedom doesn't mean you can't be a holiday shopping destination either. You totally can. And remind them of the spa line. And also, like, my last one is create a sense of urgency. You want to have a party that your friends are talking about this entire holiday season? Have one with me in December. Also, I only have a handful of dates left for 2017. You want to book with me this year? You better pick one of these December dates, because otherwise you're going to have to wait until 2018, which really isn't that far away, but they don't think that way. They think of it as like, oh my God, it's a year away. Oh God. No. So create that sense of urgency. And like, for instance, last night, I just had somebody for December 16th. It's a Saturday. They said, not getting a lot of good responses. And I'm like, okay, we still got a couple months here, but if you're trying to bail, you can bail. So I threw it out there and I filled it within minutes. So, and using it again as a holiday shopping destination. And they're like, oh my God, I love that. Oh my God, maybe we can do a cookie swap too. I'm like, bingo. I love cookies. It'll be fun.
Cookies, I'm there.
Totally.
That is such, I need to make a social media post about that. I'm going to make myself a little note right now. Cookie swap.
Yes. Cock rings and cookies. Woohoo!
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that. So I know that when I did parties in December, because there was a time in my life where my party business, like before Athena's was Athena's, when it was just little baby Athena's, I was doing 300 parties a year. And when it came to December, I always overbooked my calendar. So, I would try to book every single date that I could. If I only wanted to do like 8 parties, I'd book 12, because there are people that will bail at the last minute. Oh, no one can come because they're all going shopping or whatever happens, It's so important to pad your calendar for cancellations. Do you do something similar?
I do during the normal months. I usually pad my calendar. December's usually a little different because I look at it as I have 3 Fridays and I have 3 Saturdays. Those are the only available dates that I offer during the month. Because I also have, I got stuff going on too, family get-togethers and things like that. So I don't necessarily overpad in December, but for instance, this December, my cousin is getting married the first weekend and it's an out-of-town wedding. So I'm already down 2 dates right there. So instead of having, 6 on my calendar, I only have 4. So to supplement missing out on 2 party dates that are pretty prime, a Friday and a Saturday, I'm going to like go crazy with my social media, probably do another 12 days of triple Xmas extravaganza. I didn't do that last year, but I think I'm going to bring that back this year and basically just get it out there. Like, I am your holiday shopping destination. If you're local, you can pick up or I can drop off. I'm going to offer a lot more incentives for purchasing through social media.
Smart. So do you offer any specials for December bookings in the month? Like, so now that you have these dates, you only have a few, what do you do to fill them? Like, do you offer any specials for booking in the month of December?
Yes.
Okay.
These are my incentives that I do. I am offering, with a $500 party or more, double hostess credits.
Whoa.
Whoa, I know, it's like, whoa. she's thinking, oh my God. But that is like, I want to have kick-ass parties in December since I'm only going to have 4 of them. And if they hit 500 or more, I'm going to double those hostess credits. Now the hostess can use those extra credits and spend them that night, or I can send them a gift certificate that I will purchase and then forward to them. So that way, you know, I'm going to get the commission for it regardless. I'm not really missing out. It's going to count towards my SV. I'm also going to sweeten the pot for the amount of purchasing guests that are at a party, because you might have a gung-ho hostess who's working her tail off, you know, very active on the event invite that you've made for her, and you're also active too, trying to get outside orders, but you could still have, you know, maybe half the people that say they're going to RSVP not show up. I mean, that can really happen, honestly, any month of the year. But December, it might be a little bit more because people are going to freak out like, oh, I can't go and buy stuff for myself. I have to, you know, buy stuff for Santa and all that. So if I have 10 purchasing guests at a party, I'm going to hand the hostess a free product that night. It could be the new Roar linen spray. It could be a nipple nibbler, like whatever, you know, body eaters that I have in stock that are, I would say, under $20. I will hand her one for having at least 10 purchasing guests.
That's
And
smart.
that's another incentive too. Yeah.
Wow. So now you've mentioned several times social media, you know, that you make yourself a destination using social media. And you also mentioned your 12 days of Triple Xmas. So can you tell us about what you do during the holidays using your social media to make sure that people know that you're a resource for gift giving and stocking stuffing?
Yes. Yes, but just to rewind for a second, and when we were talking about incentives a second ago, also we have that beautiful 5-star treatment.
Oh yeah.
That is good until December 31st. That's another awesome way to get people to book with you. Be like, listen, you can have, you know, you can win all this, this, and this. I mean, that contest in itself is phenomenal for booking. So that's something you also want to use in December too. So when it comes to social media, absolutely love it. My 12 days of Triple Xmas, I think is something I started back in like 2009, I want to say. And what I would do, I was a freedom goddess at the time. And every day for 12 days, I would feature a different Athena's product. And I did a silly little jingle that went along with it. And some of them were funny, some of them were stupid, but whatever. I had a, you know, I had a ball making it up. And I offered that item at a significant discount for that 12-day period. It was a big discount because starting out, didn't have a lot of parties on my calendar in December, but now it's the point where, you know, I'm here to make money, not to give it away kind of thing. So if I do it, it's not going to be a 30% off discount. It might be 10%, it might be 15%, it could be free shipping, whatever the mood strikes me, that's what I will go with. But I definitely think I want to bring that back just because it's fun. And I think people look forward to seeing like, ooh, what product is she going to feature on this day? And being indie now too, I can cater it towards what I have in my stock bags. You know, so it's a good way for me to move product a lot quicker. I also, this year, I'm going to try something a little different. I would love to do a stuff your lover stocking promotion. And all you got to do is go to the good old dollar store. I know we talk about dollar store bitches and all that stuff, but sometimes the dollar store is good for stuff like stockings. You can buy them for $1. And what I'm going to offer is 4 products. One of them will vibrate. So probably like the Keep in Touch bullet, the ruby ring, because that goes great with the Keep in Touch bullet. A couple body eaters, like a nipple nibbler, a Nympho's Desire, 4 products, which right now I think they retail for $63. They can get a stocking filled with them, and I'm going to retail it at like $55. So they're going to save a couple bucks, and it's just a fun way to say like stuff your lover's stocking this season. I will also have a G-rated version, maybe with some of the spa stuff, like the new Positive Vibe set that people can buy too. So they can, you know, not stuff your lover's stocking, but they can stuff your best friend's whatever. I don't know. That still doesn't sound good, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I would love to do a promotion. Stuff your best friend's stocking, whatever you want. Your mother, stuff your mother-in-law.
I love these ideas, Annie. I really, really do. They're so smart and appealing, and you know, you can really set the scenario for people, you know, after all of the stress of the holidays, you know, putting together those bikes and the kitchen set for the kids. You take your lover back upstairs and with maybe a glass of wine after all the wrapping's done, and then you hand them this sexy stocking, and you have some great stress relief, you know, dump it out on the bed and start using all the products together, and that puts you in a great mood for the holidays. It melts away the stress. Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I want to do on Christmas. So Annie, let's give our warriors their second code word. And their second code word is I-S. Your second code word is. So are there holiday themes like ugly Christmas sweaters or cookie swaps that you've used to keep like the excitement high for the people that are attending?
Yes, ugly sweaters are fun. Like, I think that's one of those themes that's going to forever be in, just because you can find them everywhere. And probably next month is when on your Facebook feed, you're going to start seeing all those little, like, those little stores that are probably based in China or whatever, but they keep advertising all these funny, ugly sweaters, and you're going to click on them and you're going to want to buy them, because that's what happened to me. I spent $60 on a sweatshirt, an ugly Christmas sweatshirt with Mike Tyson's face, and it said Merry Quithmas. Oh my God. It was like my favorite thing ever. And yeah, I have that and I wear it to my parties. And just great. But yes, also like the cookie swap thing we were talking about. Cookie swaps are huge that month. You got people who only whip out that special recipe for that time of year. And, you know, like I said, cock rings and cookies, that's a fun little theme.
Super
So
fun.
there's plenty of fun things that you could do. You could do like a secret Santa swap, you know, everybody, all the guests bring, you know, whatever, and you can do like the naughty Santa or whatever it is, little gift exchange. Or if they want to do it with your products ahead of time, you can set that up with the hostess, and then, you know, somebody's getting whatever they want to pick. But yeah, there's plenty of things you can do.
I think it would be fun to book parties between Christmas and New Year's, as we saw with Carrie Sellers, who did 3 back-to-back $1,000 parties during that week, that you could do even like a unwanted present exchange. So where everybody takes like the worst present that they got at Christmas that they don't want to this party, and they can like exchange it after the sex toys are passed around, you know.
Oh my God, that is freaking genius. Yes, because I'm sure we all like get that one candle that you open it and it makes you want to die. Give that to somebody else.
It's a great reason for people to get together even after Christmas. So, you know, there's lots of ways to get people excited to attend a party between Christmas and New Year's and throughout the month of December. I love the ugly Christmas sweater idea. So I've been thinking like eat, drink, and be ugly, like for a social media post. And also, bring your balls, right? This is an idea that just came up for me. Like, bring your balls, like meaning, like bring a Christmas ball for the hostess to put on her tree. Wouldn't that be so fun?
I love that. No, I do. And even with like Talia with her egg basket and things like that, you could find those ornaments that are completely hollow inside that you can open, and you can put little booking incentives inside of those, and not necessarily bring a Christmas tree with you, but say you're in a room where the hostess's tree is, hang a few on there, you know, make them stand out, make them extra sparkly, and be like, oh, these, you know, balls right here, here's my booking incentives if you're interested. And then you can also start filling your January and February.
So good. You could even give away a prize for who has the nicest balls, and give them a dry guys. That would be fun. Oh my gosh. I love this. So I've got to get to work on these social media ideas. Balls, Christmas, bring your balls. So we talked about it earlier about how Athena's has incredible gifts to make any adult on your list happy. The mother-in-law, best friend, kids teacher, and of course, your lover. So what are your best sellers during the holiday season?
Definitely the spa stuff, of course, because it's, you know, being consumable and just being like the non-sexual thing that people aren't, I'm not going to say ashamed, I don't want to use that word, but they're not embarrassed to give out to, you know, their family members necessarily, because there's nothing sexual tied to it. My favorite, and we don't have it anymore, unfortunately, but the sweet tart, souffle, and polish set. Oh my God, used to buy them as a set, used to put them in an organza bag, and they would sell like hotcakes, because I would basically introduce this as the gift for the friend you have who has everything. You know, you have no idea what to get them. They have everything. This is just a nice little pamper set. And I think at the time it was only like $25, $30, which was still affordable. So that was awesome. I do miss that. But this year, I think I'm going to flip it a little bit and focus on the positive vibe set, which smells incredible. You know, I sell the shea butter like crazy. Why not pair that with one of the, like the body washes or the massage candle, and then just, I can make up my own little sets, because being indie, that's one thing that's beautiful. You can, you know, do that yourself. Freedom, you can bundle things too. You can totally do that as well. And plus we also have the sales contest. So it's like, you're kind of, you know, you're helping yourself out by selling that positive vibes, because it smells amazing. People are going to love it. And you could also earn some free stuff for, you know, really pushing it.
So true. So that's again very smart to use the products that are involved in these sales contests. When you were talking earlier about your 12 days of triple Xmas, it'd be really smart to use the toys that are featured in the Charge into the Holidays, because
Absolutely.
you get entered to win $500 in cash at the December BBW, and you get entered to win $500 cash at the January meeting. And you know what it's like to win cash.
Oh, yes, I do.
Feels
Yes, I
good.
do.
Feels
Very
good.
good.
So
And I have had in a couple Decembers, especially like some of the guys that I went to high school with, they wanted to like buy their wife like that extreme expensive vibe. So like I've had some success with the higher end vibes in December too, you know, because people are like, I want to splurge on my honey this year. What can I get her that she's going to love? And yeah, I've sold golden jackrabbits. I've sold rainbow runways, you know, higher end toys. So that's, don't discount those either, because people sometimes want to wow their honey because they know it's going to lead to more sex for them. So it's just a win-win for everybody.
I think the womanizer to go
Oh, yes.
the holidays is going to be a huge seller. I really do, because
Oh my God. You could totally push like, get the womanizer to go after you go to a cookie swap so you can burn calories, because you're going to get freaking abs with that thing. God, it's phenomenal. Jen, did I tell you the night we found out we were pregnant?
yeah,
We had sex, of course. I
of
mean, I
course,
can.
celebrate.
And I freaking used the womanizer to go for the first time, and I was like, I mean, out of breath, of course, but I'm like, this thing is dangerous. Like, I'm afraid to use it because I'm like, it's gonna make my uterus contract and something bad's gonna happen. But like, I mean, now I'm getting a little bit more comfortable and I'm not as worried.
Yeah,
But
and Curtis and I had sex right up to the night that I delivered. You know, like, think about, so your baby. You know, there's a lot of you know, beliefs that the baby's going to get hurt by the sex, that, you know, some guys think that their dick's going to be poking the baby. No, not happening. That's what a cervix is for. You know, I've heard it. You know, you hear it all
right.
in the ordering room with people. And I found that when I had sex with Kurt while I was pregnant the whole time, like it just, like I would feel just this incredible wash of endorphins throughout my body, and
Oh
I
my
felt
God.
good, you know. So it feels good to feel good, and your baby feels good when you feel good, you know. And I never stopped having sex when I was pregnant both times, and it just feels good to connect too, because you know when your belly gets big and you're kind of like, oh, I can't see my feet, I can't shave my pubic hair, I can't see it anymore. Is it crooked? Can you look?
Exactly. But yes, pregnant sex is freaking awesome. Oh my God.
It
I don't know
is.
if it's the double blood flow or whatever the hell it is, but oh my God, it takes you like 30 seconds. And I'm like, whew,
I'll tell
whew.
you what, a little later, like all the pressure on your lower half, like you're gonna have even more powerful orgasms. I
Oh,
cannot.
but
Enjoy the whole thing, and it just relaxes you. And you know, one of the things that I tell anyone that I know and love who's having a baby is this, and I know we're kind of going off on a tangent, but everyone can benefit from this, is that when you're pregnant, spend a lot of time doing the things that you love with your partner, the going to the movies, and you know, going out for a drive, and just all going out to dinner at a restaurant, because it's like so quiet and it's just the two of you, because it won't be the two of you alone again for a very, very long time. So enjoy doing all those things that you enjoy doing together over these next few months, because pretty soon it's going to be a three people, not just oh. So
yes. Oh my God,
yeah,
I will.
so there you go. Let's get back to December.
Okay.
How do you keep yourself motivated to work in December? Because the excuses can start taking over. So how do you keep yourself motivated?
I block those excuses out because I want to make money. Even the last month of the year, I want to make money. I do not want to charge a freaking dime on my credit cards. So got to keep that motivation going. And I got to keep reminding myself it's the gift giving season. People want what you have to offer. There are plenty of dollars to be made, and I want them all. You know, you got to think of it that way. And, you know, offer things also that might make you stand out a little bit as a place for gifts. Because another thing I also plan on doing this year is offering like free gift wrap for people that are going to pick up locally. You know, I can get sexy little wrapping paper. That's one less thing they have to worry about. It's already gift wrapped and ready to be put under the tree or stuffed into the lover's stocking. So there's plenty of other things you can do to make yourself stand out. And oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. figures I would have brain fart. Pregnancy brain, oh my God, it's a real
That's
thing.
okay. I love that idea, Annie, of doing gift wrap, especially for men, because a lot of men are last minute and they're, it's Christmas Eve and, day, and they're walking around the mall trying to figure out what to get their wives. So if you plant the seed a little early, I'll,
Yes.
give her a womanizer. I will wrap it for you. It's just brilliant. I love
Oh
that.
my God. And you can make it pretty because like there's literally people on this earth that will go to Michael's, Hobby Lobby, all those places. Like my mother-in-law, for instance, her packages are so pretty that I don't want to rip them open. They look like a freaking piece of art. And she's one of those, oh my God, if you put it in a gift bag, like she hates gift bags. She hates gift cards. She's like, that's just cop out after cop out. And I'm like, oh, here I thought I was doing something nice. So yeah, there might be people like that who are anti-gift bag and gift card, and they want something with substance, and they want something that looks beautiful that they can present under the tree to their loved one. So gift wrap, and it's easy, and it's going to cost you like nothing. It really won't.
That's the truth. So what final thoughts do you have for our warriors about having a December to remember?
You are going to put into your December warriors what you want to get out of it. And I always think of it as being the final month of the year, that it's the final month to hit maybe that particular goal that you set in the beginning of the year when we all crossed back over that bridge in Newport. The goal that you chased all year long. Like think back and, kind of see where are you with reaching that? Is it going to happen? Is it not? Better luck next year. I mean, don't count yourself out if you're not necessarily hitting that specific goal that you set, but like hell, there's going to be plenty of new goddesses and Adoni who are in the running for top new goddess that are going to be kicking it up a notch in December. Just think about it. That's your final month to generate as many sales as you can. And I know there's like a few people that are a little neck and neck, and think of it as like the going out with a bang month, because that's how you want to finish your year. You want to finish your year with a bang in more ways than one, of course. And just, like any goal that you set, whether you wanted to hit like 2K paves away, you wanted to hit that for the final month, whether you want to have like a certain number of parties under your belt, whether, you have like concert tickets that you need to buy for your honey and you want to make sure you hit that amount, use that as like the final month to hit that goal.
Yes, because December is a month where you can make money.
Yes.
And I think that is very important for everybody on the call to hear. Again, the excuses, so easy to say. Let me give you a perfect example. I heard this a lot when it came to September. Oh, back to school. Everybody is like, it's back to school expenses. And I thought to myself, does back to school expenses affect someone like Lauren Goyette, who has no children and isn't in school herself? So do you think that Lauren and all of her friends who are the same age and same lifestyle, are they affected by back to school? No. It's all about finding the people. It's so important that the excuse doesn't, like those excuses don't become the reason you don't work. That's really important to remember, because December can be super profitable and you can make that cash to do your own Christmas shopping, and that it feels so good to pay cash for Christmas. So good. And I know that some of you out there are just not crazy about the idea of having to spend all this extra money. So I want you to feel confident knowing that you have this way to generate money that is fun and exciting and rewarding and fulfilling, and you help others along the way. It's just a really great way to earn a living. So I hope that you all get that and feel confident knowing that you have a great business that is profitable during the month of December. We have so many success stories, goddesses like you, Annie, and Kerry, and Beth Crawford, who have had amazing, and of course there's Olivia and Chrissy, who always seem to knock it out of the park no matter what month, season it is. They're gonna rock it. It all depends on your mindset first and foremost. And when I asked Annie, why do you work in December? How do you keep yourself motivated? She said, I want to make money. So ladies and gentlemen, I can't think of anybody who's like, nah, I don't want to make money. I don't think there's anybody on this webinar who will say, you know what, Jen, I get all the money I need. I'm all set. So this is just so much fun. I loved having the time with you, Annie, and I thank you so much. I know how valuable your time is, so I'm grateful to you for sharing your ideas.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I know I got a little foggy there at the end, guys. I'm sorry. Pregnancy brain is a real thing. I'm telling you. Woo!
It is a real thing. It's almost like you feel like all of my brain cells are being sucked into my uterus.
Oh my God. You'll be like mid-thought and then all of a sudden, poof, like you just watch that thought just fly away and you're like, come back.
Gone. And you also need a nap. Like I found when I was pregnant, I'm like, oh, the cat looks so comfy laying there in the bed. And I would wake up 3 hours later like, oh my gosh, where am I? So get lots of rest, take really good care of yourself, and, have lots of sex.
Of course.
Thank you, Annie. All right, warriors, I'm going to assign you your 5th warrior challenge, and that's been fun every week to do that. I think that it definitely took this session up a notch. I know that I pushed a lot of people out of their comfort zones to make videos and to declare their whys and their buy-ins. That definitely makes a huge difference in your business when you're putting it out there into the universe. So I'm going to ask you to do it again. I'm going to ask you to share your holiday profit goal with us on the WOW page. So I'm going to ask you to make a very quick video. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes long. And I'm going to put a thread, and I want you to post your video in that thread. So what do I want you to talk about? I want you to talk about your holiday goal. So how much profit do you need to make your family's holiday dreams come true? Is it $500? Is it $900? And if it's not an amount, like a dollar amount that you have in your head, maybe it's a thing. Like maybe your daughter walked up to you and said, Mom, I really need a new laptop. Would you get me one for Christmas? Or your kids are like, man, Fall Out Boy is coming. I really want to go see Fall Out Boy, Mom. Can you make that happen? Or your spouse, their watch just died. And you're like, I really think that this person deserves a nice watch. So it could be something like that. So tell us, what do you want for Christmas? Do you want to, make $1,000 and go buy a new TV for your husband, or a new lazy boy chair? Or do you want to buy a new piece of jewelry for your wife or your boyfriend, girlfriend, kids? What is it that you want to do with those profits? What are you dreaming of? Christmas morning arrives, they open that gift. Wow. So one Christmas for me last year, I learned that Anastasia was going to Broadway. So last Christmas, I don't know if any of you know about the story of Anastasia. The Russian czar's family was murdered, and there was the daughter escaped, and she, was lost, and her grandmother was searching for her, and there was this person who was trying to get women to pretend that they were Anastasia to get the grandmother to give money. So it's a great story of a granddaughter and a grandmother connecting or reconnecting and discovering who you really are. When Rain was little, my daughter, when she was little, she watched this movie over and over again with my mom. So it was like their thing, it was Anastasia, and they would sing the songs, and it was, I think Meg Ryan was the star, and John Cusack and Angela Lansbury were like the voices of this cartoon. So last December, I learned that Anastasia is going to be on Broadway. So I looked at the tickets, and I'm like, oh my gosh, to give this to my mom and my daughter, to be able to share that moment. Oh my gosh. So I bought the tickets, and I made a scroll, and I put the words to one of the songs. It's about December, isn't it? Once Upon a December. And I typed the words on the scroll, and on the second page of the scroll it said, we're going to New York, and I put the image of Anastasia on Broadway, and I put the date of the show that we were going, and I rolled it up, and I put it into a little container, and I wrapped it up nice. And Christmas morning comes, my mom and Rain, I'm like, I have something really special to give you. I give them each the scroll. They unwrapped the scroll, they popped off the top and slid it out, and I said to them, will you read read the words on the paper. So they started reading the lyrics and then realized what it was from, and they both started crying. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was one of those moments where I'm like, oh my, and like Rain's like, this is from Anastasia when I was a little girl. I'm like, I know. And my mother's like, we watched this movie over and over again when you were a little girl. And then they flipped to the second page and it was, we're going to Anastasia on Broadway. Oh my gosh, the joy. So we went to New York in April and we went to see Anastasia. And I looked over at Rain at one point and she was just crying and crying because of the memories of being a little girl. And my mother was crying from the memories of being with a little girl who's now an adult. It was magic. That's Christmas magic. So what do you want your Christmas magic to be this year? What will make your family happy? What is something that you want to give to someone to make them just go, wow, wow. So post your holiday goal video on the WOW page. Go to the WOW page, and if you do this by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, October 29th, I'm going to add a couple of extra days for our traveling warriors, so the 29th. And I'll pick a random winner who will be awarded a free womanizer to go and a booster kit. That's $520 in free product. One winner just for telling me what your Christmas magic looks like and means to you. This excites me, Annie. How about you?
Oh my God, that sounds incredible.
Well, I hope that you've been checking out all the new social media that I've been putting on the WOW page. We've been pumping out those holiday posts, and there's some that are just so adorable, like the smiling pie, thankful for orgasms, and the lady sitting with the turkey who wishes she was at an Athena's party. I gotta tell you, it's hard to like make Thanksgiving sexy. It's just not a sexy holiday.
Turkey baster?
No, like what? So I've been trying. And the cute little snowmen, invite your flaky friends over for a sex toy party. We're having so much fun. And I have my little list here from our call today and our webinar today, Annie, where the cookie sharing and bring your balls, ugly sweaters. More is on its way, my friends. More is nice. I love being able to support you. So if you can share these things and it, makes people think about you as a gift-giving destination, it's all worth it. So now it is time for me to give you a chance to win a holiday booster kit. So submit your code words and your aha moment by midnight tonight, and you'll be entered to win a free holiday booster kit. One lucky warrior will win 5 demo products valued at $351, and we will announce it first thing on Thursday morning. So it's a big week here at Athena's Land as many of us prepare to set sail to Bermuda on Friday. I'm wishing all our travelers a very safe journey to the pier in Boston. I'll see you there. If you're traveling to the pink sands of Bermuda, please be sure not to forget to send in your submission form before you leave. I want to make sure that you don't miss out. So it's time to give you the final code word and the instructions to submit it. So fill out your Google Docs survey, of course, that was included in the email that contained the link to this webinar. Share your aha moment through the submission form. I want to know what you thought of the ideas that Annie presented for December to Remember. Fill out the Google Docs submission form, and it's super easy. It takes like seconds. I also put it in the WOW and War Facebook groups for your convenience. Fill it out completely, hit submit, and that will be counted as proof that you were here for the spoils of war and will enter you to win the booster kit. You must fill out your form by midnight on Warrior Wednesday to get entered to win the free booster kit. But if you can't, I get it, lots of people are packing. You have till 11:59 on Friday, October 20th, to complete and submit this Google Docs survey. By submitting the information, you get your credit for being part of it. Here's your final code word that you've been waiting patiently for, and it's KING, K-I-N-G. Warriors, thank you for being here. There's no call next Wednesday because I'll be on vacation. But I'll be back next Wednesday, November 1st, with webinar number 6. That's our final webinar for this session, and it features Kristen Cardoso. And a lot of people ask me how to get more bookings if their friends and family just aren't into it. No one's helping you out. And that's what happened to Kristen Cardoso. And she's going to share with you how she built her business, not through the support of her friends and family, but by doing vendor events. So until then, have fun creating your holiday magic videos, and I'll see you in our Facebook communities. Goddess bless. Bye, Annie.